What would you call a man coming home post midnight? Late. What would you call a woman coming home post midnight? Loose. Describe a man losing his cool. Manly. Describe a woman losing her cool. Lack of class. A man being aggressive. Power. A woman being aggressive. Terror. A man wearing the pants. Boss. A woman wearing the pants. Bossy. A man having the last word. Authority. A woman having the last word. Pushy. A man putting work before home. Focused. A woman putting work before home. Selfish. If boys will be boys and men can be men, then why can't women be themselves without being judged by men? Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Akshita Josh and today I'm not here to deliver a speech. I'm here to hold up a mirror that reflects a society that says boys should not cry and girls are better at the kitchen and not at work. A lot of things to talk about, but first let's start with the basics. We dress our newborn daughters in the feminine pink and our sons in the masculine blue. Well, that's acceptable, but what's not acceptable is that we give our daughters kitchen toys and dolls to play with, whereas we give our sons superheroes that save the world. Isn't it unfair? Now, there's this classic example that no one can ever miss, and it's been proved by science. A Harvard research proved that a person is more likely to trust a man with parking their car than a woman because apparently gender affects the gear shifting abilities. In 2023, male NBA players were paid $10 million, whereas women NBA players were only paid $120,000. But it's just the same sport, the same rules, the same and the sweat. The only thing that's different, the gender, and apparently that also affects the payment. Now, we need to talk science. Yes, women have thicker cortices which affect their mental abilities and strengths, and that's why they're more mentally capable than men. And yes, men have thicker torsos than women, that's what makes them stronger than women. But this does not apply to growing people. In my class, and not just in my class, almost in every single school, this happens. Teachers always call 10 boys or 5 boys to lift weights or books from the ground floor to the upper floor, but never girls. But we're all the same strength, and little do they know about that. Now, yes, I indeed have a solution if you're wondering about it. And it's not a 20-step routine that you have to do every day, and does not affect who you are based on your age. There's just 3 steps that you have to do. 1. Identify. We're talking about unconscious gender bias, which is basically something we do every day without even noticing because we grow up in a society that is basically stereotyped. It is more favorable towards men than women, so our subconscious mind is basically tailored to their comments and opinions. So when we do something that's a bit biased, it's unconscious. So don't worry. Just realize it and change it about yourself. But if you don't agree, there's nothing more I can do to change you because it's basic common sense that we are equal even though we have our differences. We have the same cerebral opportunity. We are not talking about physical opportunity here, even though we are different. Like there are a lot of weightlifters here, there are a lot of great people in here, and no, gender does not affect anything. So, the next time you hear a stereotype about yourself or another gender, stand up to it. Because honestly, we do not want to live in a society that is favorable towards men than women. And since we're talking about gender equality and not only women empowerment, I want to talk for the boys too. They experience their fair share of problems too. They are told not to cry, that vulnerability is an embarrassment, and that they should earn money as if their soul depends on it. And they're not the only ones who can have muscles. We're not made of glass and paper, are we? So the next time you say that a boy should not cry and feel embarrassed that you are crying in public, no, crying is a basic thing that humans do. And apparently boys and girls are humans. Surprising, right? Now, the last thing I want to do is stereotype. Because I've grown in an environment just as the same as everyone else, but our thoughts are different, our minds are different. Today, age barriers are being broken, race barriers are being broken, but gender barriers, they seem to be broken, but they always exist in every single nook and corner of the world. And what are we doing to change about it? Just speaking and never taking any action. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is data. Because a Harvard research told that 90% of the world's population has some kind of a stereotype or favorism towards one gender than the other. That's 9 out of 10 people. And that's almost all of us. It was surprising to me when I got to know about this and realized this, but as it went on and I see it happening everywhere, it's just so normalized that no one is taking an action against it. I feel like there should be a law against it, and in some countries there is a law that you have to pay a fine of 20,000 Indian rupees. But yeah, who really follows it? We're all bribing today, aren't we? So the only thing that can make a change is when we get together. It's when we hold hands and stand against it. Because we're equal and nobody deserves favorism than the other gender. Now talking about this, we have another gender that's waiting. Transgender people, we are so scared of them, we don't even treat them as humans. And I think it's very unfair because we are no one to judge them based on their gender. So the next time you see someone, no matter their gender, treat them as how you would treat your friend. Thank you. This is me, Akshita, signing off.